What's happening, everybody? This is Break It Down, the show where we talk with artists and dissect their songs, videos, features, and projects and hear the story behind the creative process. Our guest today is Revalation of EMS. Rev, thanks for joining us today.
For having me, man. I appreciate it, brother.
Yeah, tell our listeners a little bit about yourself.
Yeah, man. So Revalation, aka Rev, the crew's EMS. Basically, I'm a artist slash I guess promoter, marketer slash graphic designer slash everything. You know, one man Swiss Army knife. But I do a little bit of everything for the crew. You know, as far as like the promotion and behind the scenes stuff goes. And also I'm an artist, you know, been putting out material probably I'd say since college years. So like '03 probably, like seriously, you know, recording and then putting stuff out. And just, yeah, you know, keeping myself busy and trying to spread the music for the crew and help put people onto what we're doing.
That's awesome. Anyone that knows Own Lane Music or doesn't know Own Lane Music and EMS, Rev is certainly behind the scenes as well as in the forefront with the emceeing and all that. But Rev is a huge part of Own Lane Music, keeping the machine running. So salute to you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate it.
So what we want to do, Rev, is pick a song and hear how the song came about. What I'd like to get into is Pros and Cons, produced by Slicenberg. So let's break it down. Tell us about Pros and Cons.
Yeah, so Pros and Cons, initially when we did this song, the song was basically for Soul Slicers project. So the Black album they released actually with Own Lane Music with us. So originally it was for that project. This track was it was pitched to me by Dan from Soul Slicers, Slicenberg, and he said to me, you know, I want to get you on a solo record. I got this beat that I think would fit you perfectly. So he already had me in mind when he was like making the beat. So he started to make the beat and he was like, oh yeah, this is Rev all day, you know? So that's what he told me. He's like, while I was making the beat, I was thinking of you literally. And I was like, I got to see, you know, if Rev will jump on this. So he sent me the beat. And as soon as I heard the beat in my email, like I started writing. It was one of those things where it was like, you know, sometimes as an artist, it's hard to get motivated. So when you hear something that inspires you, you want to start working right away, you know, like if you can start working in the moment, you know, sometimes, you know, life gets in the way, whatever. But at the time, I think I was off that day. I heard the beat in my inbox and I just started writing, man. And the song practically, it wrote itself, you know, like it was one of those songs that was just so easy to write. And, you know, the concept is, it's a loose concept, but it's just kind of braggadocio and just talking about, you know, the grind, basically, how long I've been on the grind and putting in work and kind of the pros and cons of the game. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, in the second verse, I mention basically the way like radio play works. And I allude to the fact that, you know, artists sometimes sell their soul because they want to try and, you know, make it mainstream and get on radio and stuff like that. And it doesn't always work out that way. You know what I mean? You might sell your soul and still not get what you want. And now you just sacrificed your integrity and the music and what you stand for nothing, you know? So that's the loose idea of the track. And like I said, it's produced by Slicenberg from the Soul Slicers. And they're a Swiss production team. For anybody listening who's familiar with them, if not, definitely go check out their work. They have a few projects out that you can check out on streaming services. My man, DJ Decepta, does the cuts. So DJ Decepta, for those that don't know, he is a longtime friend of EMS, affiliate, and he's also an incredible DJ, live DJ, and just doing cuts. Like he does some of the most unbelievable cuts that I've ever heard. He's just nasty with it. And for this song, I couldn't think of anybody better, because I was like thinking, man, I like when the song was said and done, like we had the chorus laid down, everything was laid down. So I'm going back and forth with Dan through email, and I'm like, it needs something else, you know what I mean? And he's like, well, what about if we add cuts? And the first person I thought of was Decepta. So I reached out to Decepta. I sent them the rough draft of what we had, and I think he got it back to me within like a day. It might have even been the same day. That's what a monster he is. He literally found all the samples he wanted to use, chopped them up, and sent it to me, like, I think within 24 hours. So he's a beast. So that kind of put the cherry on top. And also Dan even incorporated a female vocalist. I forget her name, but it's somebody he's worked with before. And he had her do like background vocals behind my hook. So if you listen behind the hook, you can actually hear female harmonizing behind my hook. Awesome. So that, you know, it's a lot of stuff that goes into the song, you know what I mean? But that's kind of how the song came together.
That's awesome. So you wrote that song in a day?
Yeah, I wrote that song. It took me maybe about 40 minutes to write the song top to bottom. Wow. Like literally, like the verse, the chorus, the second verse, and you know, and that includes like going back and tweaking and changing lines and stuff like that. But literally the song was done being written in about 40 minutes. And then I believe I recorded it that same week. I didn't record it that day. I wanted to sit with it because it was one of those songs where, like, you know, you write something so fast because you're so into it. Like as an artist, sometimes you want to make sure that it, like, that lightning in a bottle is what you thought it was. So you kind of sit with it. So I was like listening in the whip, like playing the instrumental, going over the verse, like practicing the verse. So this way I can have it down. And that was one of the records that as soon as I like started practicing it, like in the car, like I do with a lot of songs, like when I'm going to go and record it, I knew like it was going to be easy to record. Like sometimes, you know, like, oh, this flow is going to be challenging. This is going to be tricky. This part right here, the breath control. I like literally when I was practicing it in the car, I was like, yeah, this is going to be easy to record because it just came out like exactly how I wrote it is exactly how I was spitting it, which is rare sometimes for an artist, you know what I mean? But when I went to record it, I recorded that shit so quick. It was like, it was one of the, and it's crazy because you know how our recording process goes. Sure. We take our time with everything. We'll sit there for 3-4 hours with a verse sometimes, you know what I mean? And this track was not like that. I think I did the hook first because that was like the part that I knew the best, and I knew it by heart, and I also knew how I wanted to lay it down, and I knew that would motivate me for the rest of the track. So I laid down the hook, and then once I got the hook down, everything else was just quick, man. I recorded that song, the whole song, in under an hour. Wow. Like literally, and did the rough mix and sent it to Dan, and he was like super happy with it. So
yeah, the beat is incredible. It's one of my favorite Soul Slicers, Slicenberg beats, and it's one of my favorite Rev tracks. And it's a dope beat on any level. I'd put it up against you know, any of the top producers that are out right now. I'd put that track out there because it's an incredible track. People are going to listen to it at the end of this episode.
Yeah, it just has such a feel to it, you know. Like as soon as the song comes in, like literally it catches your attention. As soon as the beat drops, it catches your attention. Another crazy thing about that track too that I'd like to add is that when I released that track, I knew it was something dope. Like, you know, every artist feels like this shit's dope or whatever. That's like the, you know, whatever we had, that's a little bit of our ego. We're like, yo, this shit's fire or whatever, you know. But like me, I'm pretty modest with my music, and it takes a lot for me to really like stand behind something that I make. So this is one of those songs that when it was done and it was mixed and mastered, I was like, yo, I got something here. Like this one hits, you know. And when I sent it out, like to the blogs, to the DJs and stuff. I had no idea how well they would respond, but I knew it was going to do all right. And it did way better than I expected. Like, you know, Eclipse spun it a couple times. Premiere spun it like 2 or 3 times, like in a row, like weeks in a row, yeah. which is never the case. They spin something once and then see you later. You know what I mean? But it was playing on, it was getting spun on. So that's when I knew like the impact of this song. I was like, oh, okay. You know what I mean? And then it kind of, on SoundCloud and stuff, it kind of snowballed. I think it's got like, I want to say like 13 or 14 K on there. And that's just SoundCloud, you know, that's just people listening on SoundCloud. So it definitely did way better than I anticipated.
Yeah, and the song is called Pros and Cons by Revalation, produced by Slicenberg. It's on the Soul Slicers Black album, which On Lane Music did put out. So wherever you get your music, Spotify, iTunes, definitely go check it out. We're going to give you a preview right now.
Your boy Rev, Slicenberg, let's go. Byproduct of my environment. You ain't gotta listen for long to know where the fire went. You gotta hire firemen when I grip the iron pen, cause I write backdrafts, so call him the Leviathan. You gon' need every creature's assistance to try and defeat Rev at the peak of his existence. I am a titan creating these dark writings. I clap thunder and swing quicker than lightning. A force of nature, equipped with an awesome anger, quick to offer hater and dispose the carcass later. The opposition slayer in all black like Vader, electrocute in your hands before you touch a crossfader. Live wire with the fortitude to inspire and an attitude to match for those who wanna inquire. I aspire to be Hezekiah walking through the pits of fire. Legendary scriptures, worldwide hits a flyer. Yeah, EMS Global, we worldwide now. We up early when the sun rises. We just hustling to get by. To the ones that don't play fair, we just trying to make our way here. We up early when the sun rises. We just hustling to get by.
All right, great stuff, Rev. Thank you for breaking that down with us. Let everyone know where they can find out more about Revalation.
Yeah, man, if you want to listen to more tracks, you can find me on all streaming platforms. Just search Revalation. I'm on Spotify, Tidal, Apple, all that stuff. And if you want to connect with me on social media, it's at RevILlutionaries on everything. No spaces, RevOFEMS at RevILlutionaries on all social media.
Awesome, Rev. Thanks for breaking it down with us today. More episodes to come. Appreciate everyone tuning in. We'll see you again next time.
Thank you.
Thank you for tuning in to another episode of Break It Down. Subscribe to us on YouTube, Spotify, iTunes, or wherever you get your podcast. If there's a song or video you want us to break down with an artist, hit us up on social media at On Lane Music, or hit the artist up directly and mention our show, Break It Down, and maybe we can talk to him. That's it. Be great, everyone.